So now we have our lead vocals mixed, we need to get our backing vocals mixed to sit well with them. Now the process of mixing the backing vocals is very similar to that of mixing the lead vocals, except of course we want the backing vocals further back in the mixing space and out slightly to the side in the stereo field. And we can see that by referring to our mixing space diagram. So let's listen to our backing vocals. So we obviously need to do a bit of reduction on the bass vocals because there's a lot of bass information there. So you can see, because I've added the reverb on the main vocal bus, the reverb's already applied to the backing vocals to help them sound like they're coming from the same space as the lead vocals. But we'll adjust this later because we'll want the backing vocals to have slightly more reverb than the lead vocals to make them sound like they're further back in the mixing space. But again, this is something we'll deal with more towards the end of the mix. And the way we will determine how these deep vocals should sound is to play them with the lead vocals. We're doing this all in mono. And given that the backing vocals are quieter in the mix, we might be able to just process them all with the equalization and compress them slightly so they're all gelled together a little bit too.
It's the strongest part of me. I will be, and you will see. It's my energy.
Remember, it only matters how they sound with the lead vocals. So if they seem a bit gutless in the bottom end, that doesn't matter as long as the lead vocals are filling that space.
I will be, and you will see. It's my energy. It's the strongest part of me.
You might even roll off some of the top end in the backing vocals because we want it further back in the mixing space.
It's my energy. It's the strongest part of me.
And if they're less bright, the main vocals will sound brighter, the lead vocals. Now we can switch to stereo. We're going to want to pan these backing vocals left and right in the mix. So now it's nice and wide. We're going to leave the deep vocals right in the middle because they're bassy. So generally we want the bass information in the center of the mixing space. Now mixing the vocal delays, this is something that we do really towards the end of the mix when all the elements are done as well. But we'll get rid of some of the unwanted frequencies.
It's the strongest part of me. I will be, and you will see. It's my energy.
But what we are going to do is actually use some sidechain compression on these vocal delays. And I'll show you how we're going to do it, or what we're going to do rather. We're going to take an input from the lead vocals and then we're going to duck the delays slightly when the lead vocals are singing, and this is so that the lead vocals don't clash, or rather that the delayed vocals don't clash with the leads. We'll make sure that it turns off quickly with a short release.
energy. It's the strongest part of me. I will be, and you will see.
So this is off.
I will be,
This is on.
I will be, and you will.
So the lead vocals cut out the vocal delays slightly, so the lead vocals can cut through the mix a bit more. So that is how you mix vocals. Now there are a lot more tips on getting rid of problems with vocals in the advanced version of this course. If you've got that, then there are all the videos to go through for solving all of your mixing problems. But for this track, or for this song, I think we've nailed it with the vocals for now, until we can compare them with all the other elements. But because this is one of our 3 core elements, this is what we will be trying to get everything else to fit to. So we've got the kick, we've got the bass, we've got the lead vocals. Now everything else we are going to meld around these, rather than trying to make these fit in with everything else. So this is where we are so far.
I will be, and you will see. It's my energy. It's the strongest part of me. I will be, and you will see.
Sounding pretty good so far. Over the next lessons we will start mixing in the other elements down in the pyramid of importance with our mix. So we've done the top, now let's get on to the next stage.